Hello everyone, today is April the 29th and you know me as Goose. Today's video is going to be about something I hold very close to my heart, and that is the world of comics. Yeah! So the reason today's video is going to be about comics is I'm getting quite an influx of questions being thrown my way about what is actually happening in the Marvel Universe. So the reason I've been getting all these questions, I think, is because of all the recent Marvel films that have been coming out. So Captain America Winter Soldier, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and obviously got Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is now on television. And obviously within these films, new characters are popping up all the time. People are wondering who they are, where they fit into the universe. How they sort of all link together, because the films are now becoming quite tightly linked. So you had Iron Man, Captain America, then you had Avengers and Thor. They're all kind of linked together and pushed towards Avengers. So this is all kind of happening now. So people are kind of asking questions about who this person is, where do they fit in, what's going to happen with them, that sort of stuff. So as a comic book fan, it's really enjoyable to see these comics hit the big screen, the interpretation that they do of them as well. And obviously the story being told has predominantly already happened in the comics, so I kind of already know what's going to happen. It might be the same for a lot of you comic book fans. If you do read the comics, when you go to the cinema, you know what's going to happen, you know who that character is, you know how this is going to pan out. But for those that don't, are oblivious to the comic side of things, obviously it's still a fantastic film. It's a great story, there's loads of action in it as well, and obviously enjoyable characters. So there is that side of things as well. But I've had a few people ask me now about the comics, where to pick them up, how to start getting into them. So I think because of the culture that's happening now with all the movies, people are getting more into the comic books. A great example of this is one of my mates came to me and asked where they could start picking up Batman and where to begin from. Now, I'm not a massive DC reader. I do read Green Lantern, The Flash and Justice League predominantly, but I'm more of a Marvel guy, so XMen, SpiderMan, Captain America, Avengers, all that sort of stuff. I'm more up to speed on that sort of thing. However, I took him into our local comic book store, which is where I get all my comics from, and they helped him out, because obviously they know pretty much everything you could possibly imagine. Just a little note that the comic book store is Abstract Sprocket, is in Norwich. It's well worth going to see if you are getting into comics. If you are watching, guys, hi! So I'm going to be showing a few titles where you can pick up in the Marvel Universe straight from the off, even though it doesn't say issue number 1 on the front of the cover half the time. It doesn't necessarily matter, because it's the end of one story and the beginning of another. They're usually done in a few arcs, so you can have issue 21 actually goes through to 31, and then those 10 issues will become a story, and then from 22 you can pick up and carry on, and you'll be absolutely fine. There's not going to be any massive difference in it. So I'm going to detail a few of those for you. For the X-Men fans, if you're really interested in that sort of thing and the mutant side of things, a good place to start would be All New X-Men, issue 25 or 26. Issue 25 looks like this. So it's a very nice graphic art there for a 25th anniversary special, or 25th issue special, sorry. So basically what's happening in there is the last few stories have been tied in with Guardians of the Galaxy. Essentially, the X-Men of the past, so when they were kids, got brought to the present time by the current X-Men, and Jean Grey, also known as the Phoenix, had to stand trial in another planet, which is where Guardians of the Galaxy came in. So Guardians of the Galaxy intercepted that, and they've been crossing over stories for the last 6 issues. So that was really interesting. It's called the Trial of Jean Grey, or the Trial of Phoenix. It's well worth picking up. That's really interesting. But again, that also leads on to the next one you can pick up, which is Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, the Trial of Jean Grey. It's part 6 of 6. Because of this, the next issue of Guardians of the Galaxy, which will be issue number 14, will be a brand new story arc again. So you can pick up from issue 14 and start reading all about Guardians of the Galaxy before the film comes out. You can learn who the characters are. There is an extra character that isn't actually in the film called Angela, who is actually an angel that was brought over from the Spawn series, funny enough, and she's moved into the Marvel Universe. So that's quite interesting. So she's quite an interesting character to read, and she's more of like an angel warrior, which is quite cool. So another one to pick up, which you can pick up now, it only came out a little while ago, is issue number 1 of the all-new Ultimates. So it's got the new Spider-Man, so Miles Morales from the Ultimate Universe, Cloak and Dagger Bombshell, Kitty Pryde, aka Shadowcat, and Spider-Woman is also in there as well. The reason for that is this massive event happened in the Ultimate series, which was all to do with Galactus. So Galactus came down, or came through a portal, and started to destroy Earth, obviously. So during that, I won't give any spoilers, but a hero, allegedly, has died. And because of that, the old Ultimates are no longer together. So Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, all that sort of lot are no longer the Ultimate team. So these guys have taken on the mantle of the Ultimates and become the new, younger version of the Ultimates for the time being. We don't know what's going to happen, if they're going to get back together. But you do have that side of things as well, so that'll be very, very exciting. I'm going to keep reading that one because I'm sure that one will be good. And the last one, which is my personal favourite, is Spider-Man, obviously. Has had a massive change in the world recently, so he made, well, I don't know if he made headlines, but Spider-Man was in papers not too long ago due to what happened in the story. So essentially something happened, I'll tell you, Peter Parker died. There was no more Peter Parker. However, Spider-Man lives on. So Spider-Man is still going. There we go. Spider-Man is still going. This is the last issue. So it's issue number 31 because it's basically a series finale. So something happened to Peter and he got beaten by a villain, and the villain became his body. He was inside his body, so they kind of swapped minds, as it were. So that whole entire series, so there's 31 comics of what's called the Superior Spider-Man, which is really, really good. Lots of fans didn't like it because they're like, oh, you killed Peter, you can't do that. Yeah, I suppose that's true, and I did agree with them slightly, but after reading a couple of issues, I was hooked. It is fantastic. Spider-Man 2099 comes in there as well, so he's now trapped in there in our time as opposed to the future, which is really cool. So they're going to do a new spin-off of that. But you'll be pleased to know at the end of issue 31, Peter has returned. Yes! If you don't like the idea of picking up individual comics, you can pick up graphic novels, which look like this. So this is Secret Invasions. This collects Secret Invasion comics, issue 1 to 8. So it basically puts them all into one convenient book for you so you can read exactly what's going on. It's a really good book, actually. It's all about how the Skrulls, so a race of aliens, invade Earth because they can actually change the shape of themselves. Their shape changes, which is quite cool. So they actually become Captain America. You don't know who's who in the book. People sort of cross over each other all the time. It's fantastic. So it's well worth a read of that as well. So that's all there is from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like it, please hit that like button in the bottom corner. And if you want to see another one of these, then please do. I'll do a DC one or anything like that. It's obviously good to know feedback from yourselves. Please hit the subscribe button on the bottom as well. Share this with everybody so they can all see it as well. That would be fantastic. Thank you very much for the support I've been having, all the subscribers and all the views and all the comments I've had is brilliant. If you check in the description down below, you can also follow me on Twitter. I am now on Instagram as well. That's fairly new to me, so I'm kind of getting used to that, so you have to bear with me. But you can follow me on that. That's at the bottom as well. And I am in the middle of making a Facebook page for myself as well, so you can obviously follow me on there. I won't have to bug my normal news feed of watching my videos, because I'm pretty sure my friends are getting sick of it. But I love you guys. Thank you very, very much. But for the rest of you, I also love you too. Thanks for watching my videos, and I shall speak to you later. Bye-bye.